Darien Springs could have used a little luck Friday, but instead they got Brandon Sager, who scored 34 points as Ishpeming rolled to an 11-point victory. Forwards Nick Joseph and Brad Austin combined for 29 points, grabbed 17 boards on their way to the Palace. No fewer than 12 players scored for the Panthers of Saginaw Nouvel. They beat Bishop Gallagher 80-70 Friday at U of M. Sheldon Murphy contributed 18. The Panthers have made it to the Palace.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association Championship State Finals are brought to you by Denny's, the Michigan High School Training Table, Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and True Value Hardware Stores, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Welcome back once live to the Palace. Rick Berkey here along with Ray Lane and Greg Kelser. We get ready for the Class C championship game between Saginaw Nouvel and Ishpeming. And right now, let's get to that game and a preview of it. Ray and Greg down at courtside.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. And I guess when you take a look at Nouvel, you say, hey, they can put points on the board too.
From a lot of different people. Very hard to concentrate on one man. This team averages 76 points a game, but only have 2 players that are scoring in double figures. They are Sheldon Murphy and Sean Lee. But again, they take good shots. They run the ball when the opportunity is good, and they can be patient at times as well.
And you know, we were talking about on our billboard and also on our little tease here, a fellow by the name of Brandon Sager who can put it up there, and he plays for Ishpeming, and we talk about how many points that Nouvel can put on there. Ishpeming will score about, an average of close to 75 points a game. So we might maybe have a very closely balanced game here.
Wouldn't surprise me. And again, in these games, it does not matter which team looks best on paper. We just saw that in the Class D game. It's the team that executes best.
Okay, we're going to send this paper up to Rick. Go up there, buddy.
Okay, thank you very much again, gentlemen, and we're looking forward to the start of the Class C championship game. Again, we're just moments away from it. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to the Palace of Auburn Hills for today's championship game in the 1990 Class C Boys Basketball Tournament. As you watch this game, remember that high school athletic events are a classroom by themselves. A classroom where ethics, integrity, and respect are key elements to learning, regardless of the final score. Remember, good sports are winners. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for today's game between the Panthers of Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central and the Hematites of Ishpeming High. For Saginaw, at forward, 6'1" senior, 31 Scott Novak. For Ishpeming, at forward, 6'3" junior, 32 Brad Austin. For Saginaw Nouvel, at the other forward, 6'5" senior, 55 John Tyler. For Ishpeming, at the other forward, 6'3" senior, 34 Nick Joseph. At center, for Saginaw, 6'6" senior, 35 Aaron Knieper. For Ishpeming, at center, 6'4" junior, number 50 Phil Ball. At the guards, for Nouvel, 6'2" senior, 21 Pat Callahan. For Ishpeming, 6'3" senior, number 20 Brandon Sager. At the other guard, for Saginaw Nouvel, 6'1" senior, number 23 Sheldon Murphy. And for the Hematites, at the other guard, 5'10" senior, number 22 Dave Johnson. Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central, coached by Joe Ricard. Ishpeming by Tom Russo. Your officials for today's game, Larry Crandall and Tony Davis. Alternate, Ron Grasanders.
Are you ready? Are you ready for game number 3? And the second game of this afternoon doubleheader here at the Palace. Let's talk about this Ishpeming club that comes in with 19 wins and 7 losses and how they got into this tournament. Take a look at what they've done. They opened up with a big cruising attack in that opening game of the playoffs, coming right on through Iron Mountain, Boyne City, and then knocking off Berrien Springs in the semifinals to reach the finals.
And looking at Saginaw Nouvel, they beat New Lothrop. Then on to Lake Fenton, St. Charles, a blowout there. Carrolltown, wasn't close. And then I won't even try and pronounce that school.
Calvin Christian was a close game. Tip goes to Ishpeming. Next time out, we're going to practice
We'll
that
play
one.
with that one.
We can do it. Ishpeming in the white uniforms, blue trim, and vice versa for Nouvel. So the scoring gets underway right away. And Nick Joseph had opened the scoring. And Sheldon Murphy comes up and ties up the game for Nouvel Catholic Central. Well, the pace starting off fast again.
Yeah, these guys are looking to run.
Pat Callahan, number 21 for Nouvel. Driving the lane, putting it up, drawing a foul. Scott Novak on the drive that time. He'll go to the line for a couple.
You know, they've been so up and down, I really haven't had an opportunity to see which defense each team is using. I'll have to wait another trip.
Brad Austin picks up the foul for Ishpeming. As you saw the collision down there. There's Austin, number 32. Just underway, the Class C championship game. Ishpeming and Saginaw Nouvel.
Novak on the line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Scores about 6 points a game.
Goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And there's your full court pressure by Nouvel. They'll look to hound Ishpeming the entire game. And a turnover.
No basket, whistle sound. Nick Joseph.
Ishpeming will have to.
Austin, second personal foul. Nouvel inbounds, dark uniform. Tyler's shot wouldn't go. Rebound belongs to Ishpeming. Just inside that three-point line, it wouldn't fall that time.
Well, these guys aren't bashful. I tell you, everybody wants to run it up. I guess the key to success now is being able to get it up the floor quick.
Nice fake by Johnny Tyler that time. Drew the defender past him and then put it off the glass.
Tyler averages 9 points a game. He's a big guy, and he gets high percentage shots. He's shooting 50% on the year. Certainly a player that Ishpeming has to be aware of on the inside.
Ishpeming putting in play on the turnover. Pressure applied by Nouvel. Looking inside, there was nothing there. Three-point effort would not fall that time for Brandon Sager. And off the fingertips and out of bounds. Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central. Joe Ricard, his second year. Tom Russo, the head coach at Ishpeming. Left-hand shot that time, and coming in a hurry, and the rebound was Knieper. Aaron Knieper, 6'5 and a half. He's a 12th grader. Nouvel takes a 7-2 lead. We're in the first quarter. Class C championship game. Glad you could join us. We're at the Palace. Gregory Kelser is here. Rick Berkey. I'm Ray Lane. And a whistle and a foul.
Just barely missing turning the ball over again. That time was Ishpeming. I tell you, if they can do a good job of rebounding, the last time Nouvel was able to get a putback, but if Ishpeming can do a good job of rebounding, then they won't have to face that press that Saginaw Nouvel likes to use and they're so very, very good with. They're only going to employ that press after made field goals and after made free throws.
Oh, is that right? Knieper at the committed the foul. Nick Joseph at the line. And Nick has his 3rd point. 62% shooter from the line. In and out that time and rebounded by Nouvel. Callahan. And feeds off to his teammate. Novak didn't go. Still belongs, however, to Saginaw Nouvel. With Novak, Knieper, Tyler, Callahan, and Murphy in there for Nouvel.
Well, that middle is wide open on that zone, which is going to open Ishpeming up to penetration all day. They've got to be able to stop the initial surge of the offense. And Nouvel is trying to penetrate.
And Johnson got a little sloppy there, lost the ball, and it turns out Nouvel. And using the glass once again is Johnny Tyler for his 3rd and 4th point for Saginaw Nouvel.
Tyler, he's a space eater in there.
I tell you what.
You're not going to front him.
No.
No way.
Cross court, a little out of control. Throwing him away. Brad Austin. And he was looking for Sager. Sager was going the other way. So substitution now is Bill Thexton, number 40, checks in for Ishpeming.
Really focused on cutting off that inside game is Ishpeming. I mean, they're really clamping down on the inside people of Nouvel now, and they come away with a steal. They've got to do that all game.
Another turnover, and a costly one. Sager that time thought he had his man moving Thexton. Thexton, however, was coming back to the left. Hey, the game balls for this Class C championship game have been provided by Rawlings Sporting Goods and Wilson Sporting Goods, just like the B and the D games. And the story in the turnover department early in this game. Offensive foul. The big guy, John Tyler. Call for that one.
Phil Ball took it, and I think he felt it too.
Phil inbound that now for Ishpeming. And again, quick pass led astray. No shot and a foul. Pass came in quickly that time for Sheldon Murphy. But he had somebody riding on him.
Tell you, Ishpeming looks to be just a little bit nervous as the game is beginning. I mean, they really haven't got into anything offensively. It's been a big effort for them just to get the ball over half court throughout.
Sager picked up the personal foul. Nice save by Joseph, except it wound up in somebody else's hand, driving on the left side. Sheldon Murphy. Here's Sager, wants to go down the left side. Pass is a little high and picked off by Saginaw Nouvel. Quick outlet pass on a fast break. And that one eluding the hands of Pat Callahan. So we're going to get a timeout with 3:41 to go in the opening quarter of this Class C championship game from the Palace. Saginaw Nouvel 11, Ishpeming 3. And now we'll be right back after a word from one of your network sponsors, True Value. And Saginaw 25%, but Ishpeming hitting on 63% in the field goal department.
But the story of the game thus far has been in the turnover department. Ishpeming doing a very poor job of getting the ball into the offensive area so that they can run their offense. And you can look for the pressure to continue from Nouvel until Ishpeming is able to figure it out.
Well, I think they've had only 4 shots and 7 turnovers. Ishpeming.
Finally.
Yeah. Brandon Sager gets his first 2 points. Lob pass into Tyler underneath.
That big guy knows how to move on the inside, has very good post moves, is good at up faking, getting the defense in the air, and then keeping his concentration to get his shot off the glass. He's active too, Ray, because he's out helping to force these turnovers. He's way out on the court defending.
Dave Johnson again with another turnover. Ishpeming with 8 of those right now here in the first quarter. And what comes your way might go away. And Nouvel just decides to throw it away.
Trying to go inside the big Tyler again.
8-5. Ishpeming leading by the turnover distance of 3 and trailing in the game 13-5 with Saginaw Nouvel. Glad you can be part of this. We've got 20,000 plus on hand here this afternoon at the Palace. 20,501.
Great form on that jump shot by Joseph.
Joseph with 4 points. And I'll tell you, Nouvel going to the boards, didn't get anything for it. And they had a player down there who was all by his lonesome.
But it was a good idea, I think, on their part to hold it up because they really have not been able to get things going. So certainly you don't want to try something when you're still not taking care of the basketball very well. And I think that shot's going to count.
Phil Ball will get credit for it. Goes to the line.
When they settle down, run their offense, execute. I mean, their guys are high percentage shooters, and that was just a great kiss off the glass by Phil Ball.
Knieper picking up the foul, his second, I believe. I'm going to check over the scoring table just to make sure. Yeah, his second. And he'll get some relief help right now as Jamie Dill, number 43, comes in for Nouvel. Nouvel bench. Ricard over there. Only his second year at the school. Ball completes the 3-point play.
And Ishpeming is on a 7-2 run.
Trailing by 3, 13-10. Nice tap in that time to the young man who just came in the game, Jamie Dill.
Dill is 6'8.5", has long arms too. Not that big and not that physical, but certainly you got to block him out when he's in the basketball game.
As an 11th grader, might be hearing from more of him from next year for next season. John Taylor came down with a rebound.
That foul's going to be away from the ball, and they're going to call it on John Tyler.
How about violation? Lane violation?
I think you're right. That's exactly what it was. He was caught inside 3 seconds battling with Phil Ball that time.
Well, Nick Joseph's got the fans following him now and cheering as, again, Ishpeming trails by 3, 15-12.
I think they've ridded themselves of the early game jitters.
Foul's going to be called, I believe, on Nick Joseph. Joseph claiming ball, but I think he got some body contact in there. And Pat Callahan will go to the line.
There's the penetration, the dump off inside to Callahan. And hey, I don't know. That was pretty tight.
I have a replay screen here at the Palace. Some of the folks saw it, and that was the reaction. Callahan hits that first one for his first point of the afternoon. We're 1 minute and 1 second to go in the first quarter. Saginaw Nouvel 16, Ishpeming 12. And to our friends up in the Upper Peninsula, we'd like to send our very best to you. Nice to have you along. Checking back into the lineup now is Trent Thompson. His first appearance of the afternoon. Thompson, 6'2 and a half, an 11th grader, comes in. And getting a little breather is John Tyler, the 6'5 pounder. Under 1 minute to play in this first quarter. And Ishpeming taking its time, bringing the ball down. Almost stolen. Sager dishes off. Little soft touch. And the play is made by Brad Austin, who has his first two.
This Ishpeming team, they can all shoot the basketball, and if they get a good look at the hoop, they can get their legs under them set. They're going to shoot a high percentage on the go.
Jamie Dill put the ball up. He fouled it, and then when he tried to come down and scrap for the ball, was caught committing the foul, reaching in, and Dill picks up his first personal foul. Phil Ball will inbound it. And a little pressure now applied by Saginaw Nouvel. Ishpeming had no problem solving it.
Hey, they're doing a much better job of breaking that press now. Took a while to get used to it, to figure it out, but now they're doing a better job as this quarter winds down. We're right around 10 seconds now.
Nick Joseph looking inside with 8 seconds remaining. Keep an eye on Sager. Puts it up. Won't go. And the rebound put up. Won't go. Buzzer sounds. That's the end of the first quarter. Ishpeming 14, trailing Nouvel of Saginaw 17. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Well, what do you think, Mr. Kelser, on those stats?
Well, both teams shooting, you can't ask for any better than 50%. Free throws about even. Turnovers, though, a lot of turnovers for the first quarter.
15 of them are all set to go to the second quarter right now.
Look at the leading scores there. Tyler, 6 points for Saginaw Nouvel. Ishpeming Joseph has 7.
Saginaw Nouvel in possession. Ishpeming going on defense. 3-point effort. Won't go. A nice save by Dave Johnson that time for Ishpeming. Off the glass. Good reaction by Phil Ball there. Pass is a hard one to handle.
Phil Ball is doing a lot of things very good. In addition to getting that layup, catching that ball, as you just indicated, he's playing great defense inside, too.
Trent Thompson has his first 2.
That foul is going to be on Dill, and I think that's Dill's second person.
Yeah, it is. Reaching in there, trying to make a steal, got sort of caught up in there. Didn't know what to do a little bit. Made the contact and called for his second foul. Coming in now from the bench, John Tyler, number 55. Dill will step out and take a rest with those 2 fouls. Got 2 points.
Excuse me, Ray. Ishpeming would Dill stay in the game and not have to deal with the physical inside strength of Big Tyler.
Yeah, you can get battered and bruised that way a little bit.
You can get hurt.
Phil Ball steps in there, a 61% shooter from the line. He misses on that first attempt, so nothing else to go. Whistle underneath. Incurs the wrath of the UP fans just off to our right here. Dave Johnson is called for the foul.
Sheldon Murphy just a little bit out of control there. I think he was somewhat fortunate to come away with a foul on that particular play.
Sheldon with 4 points. Comes into this ball game, the championship game, averaging better than 13 points a season. Joe Ricard at one end, his bench, and Tom Russo at the other. Tom Russo, the coach at Ishpeming.
When you look at Sheldon Murphy's shooting totals, very impressive. 56% from the field while shooting 74% from the line. And anytime you can get your guards shooting over 50%, then that's very, very commendable.
Boy, and how. And Sheldon Murphy hitting a couple of free throws there. 21-16. Nouvel of Saginaw leading.
Nouvel moving their feet well defensively in this little zone, and it's sort of a matchup zone. As you see, the man guarding the ball always has someone on him. And look at Tyler over there diving on the floor, not afraid to give up the body.
Good hustle on his part. Nothing to show for it, but it'll pay dividends sooner or later. Looking for somebody underneath, if they can find somebody there. So far, Ishpeming has not been able to. And they'll stay it back outside. Three-point effort is put up, partially blocked. So Nick Joseph is denied. Callahan's bounce pass over. Novak hits on it, his first two, and draws a foul. Bucket is good.
That was a good bounce pass inside by Callahan. Novak getting the 2 points, getting the foul. As you see, the ball was gone. No chance of blocking that shot. Nick Joseph picking up that foul.
Well, I'm glad you spotted that, because I was trying to pick it up. The official, I could see his hands indicating, but all of a sudden he wasn't around. So Novak with 7 key rebounds in the semifinal game.
Novak gets 1.
Going to the line right now. Has 3 points. His third effort from the free throw line, and now it's 2 for 3 in that department. Has 4 points, converts to 3-point play. 24-16. Nouvel of Saginaw leading Ishpeming. And Nouvel with a 7-zip run is called for the foul, the shooting foul.
And now this time it's going to be Novak, who was just the beneficiary of a foul by Ishpeming. He commits the foul on Ball, trying to block it from behind. And I tell you, you've got to have great timing to block someone's shot from behind and not get called for a foul, especially when they're going in for a layup and you're behind them.
We call that one on Callahan. His first personal foul. Pat Callahan, 6'2". Here's Ball at the line. And Phil Ball, the 61% shooter, is 2 for 3 so far. Phil Ball really going to the boards in yesterday's game to set him up the trip to the Palace. Misses on the second effort at the free throw line. In the last minute, 40 seconds, Saginaw Nouvel has been on the tear. And again, a violation. This one called against Saginaw. Saginaw Nouvel. I don't want to get anybody up in Saginaw mad at him here. We'll mention that Nouvel. Because later on this evening, Saginaw High School will be playing.
Yeah, you gotta call them out. You gotta use those extra words, because as you said before, they've got a lot of teams in these finals.
Oh, they have.
The basketball hotbed this year.
They've got to be very proud of what they have turned out this year. Sager's shot will not go. Rebounded that time by Tyler. And Sager comes back with a second effort. Nobody's there. Picks the pocket and takes it away from Callahan and converts it into 2 points. Officials getting a pretty good workout here in this first half.
Sager going for the double. Came away with the 1 steal, but you're not going to. Now this was a good steal here, as he used his quick hands, scooped it up, and went in for the layup after stripping the ball away. But he came back and tried to duplicate it, and you're not going to take the ball away from too many guys at this level of competition, or at least this far into the competition, the state championship. Certainly Nouvel did not get here by not being able to handle the basketball.
Sager double teamed that time, but got away from it okay. They wanted to go back to him on a backdoor play, but covered up pretty well that time by Scott Novak on defense. Now tries to shoot over Novak. Partially blocked into the hands. And scored by Phil Ball.
Another rebound, too, by Ball.
In and out. Nouvel coming to a 3-point lead. And that's got the Ishpeming fans on their feet. The foul called underneath.
This first half has been a story of spurts. First, Nouvel getting off early, coming back to get it close at the end of the half was Ishpeming. Then Nouvel spurting out again to an 8-point lead at 24-16. And now Ishpeming is on a 5-0 run, and they could increase that run right here.
John Taylor picks up the foul at the line. It's Nick George. Sub coming in right now for Saginaw Nouvel. And this is Derek Donnelly, number 33. Pat Callahan, number 21, takes a rest. And Nick Joseph going to the line. Nick is 62% shooter from the free throw line. Nouvel controls the defensive board on the missed free throw. And Donnelly bringing it down. Trying to find a pick underneath someplace.
Well, it's been a while since they've gone inside to their big guy, Tyler, and that time trying to force it inside. It's good defense by Dave Johnson.
Johnson stepping in, making the steal on the bounce pass intended for inside. Sager. And Sager put a pretty good block, and taking the block and the contact with Scott Novak. And Novak agreed on the call. Didn't like it, but had to agree with it. Sager, a pretty good fake that time. Wanted to drive the lane. Faked it to his right, started to cut left. Made the contact. 24-21, Saginaw Nouvel leading Ishpeming. Sager's off the slippery rim that time. Would not go for him. Nouvel in a hurry, bringing it down. Almost out of control, but it's not. And Sean Lee has his first two. The 6-footer.
Sean Lee, we talked about him in the open. He's the second leading scorer on this team. Other than Murphy, the only player to average in double figures. He's almost at 11 points a game. Good pass.
Quick pass. The shot going a little astray. Not too happy with it. That was Brad Austin's shot. Might have hurried a little bit. Substitution now for Saginaw Nouvel. Checking back into the lineup is Sheldon Murphy. And going back to the bench, Scott Novak. Down to 3:55 in this first half. And I'll tell you, I think that we have seen so much scrambling and hustle in this game. We've seen them in the first couple of games, but for the first half, they've been all over the court. I mean, on the court, spread eagle.
Well, it gives you an idea of what these teams are willing to do and probably what they've been doing throughout the year to get to this point.
Well, I want to tell you right now, there was a wall up there. And the wall, Phil Ball tried to get through, and a foul is called. John Tyler picks up the fall, or the foul, that is.
He caused the fall.
I tell you, it's difficult. Fall, foul, and ball. Guy says, well, it's the first grade all over again. And ball. Misses. 2 for 5. Here's your substitution. Number 21 is Pat Callahan.
Well, they're having a tough time at the line as Ishpeming hitting their free throws. They'd be right here, perhaps even with the lead, because they've missed some free throws which were front end of one-on-one situations.
Ball will try it again. Yes. So Ishpeming manages to get a point out of it, trailing by 4, 26-22. Good fighting on the boards. Ishpeming winds up with it. Brad Austin coming down. Sager in control right now. Drives the paint, dishes off. Shot won't go. And a foul is called. He just came back into the game, and Pat Callahan making a lot of contact that time. And once again, Ball will go to the free throw line.
And Callahan had that who me look on his face. But as you notice, he goes up. After this ball comes off, Ball gets it again, and he came across, got a good hand on the basketball, but oftentimes, Ray, when you swipe down hard like that, the officials are going to call a foul because it's very difficult, as I said before, to block someone's shot from behind without fouling. You almost get called for that automatically.
Free throw department so far, Ishpeming really having a terrible time. 4 for 10 thus far. See if it improves. It does not. 4 for 11.
Ball particularly struggling at the line, and he's going to get there. He's an aggressive player. He goes to the glass hard. He's going to get fouled, so he's got to start knocking down his free throws.
And again misses. Overall, Ishpeming comes in as a 68% shooting team from the free throw line. Nothing but error that time. Nick Joseph with a long outlet pass coming down. Intended for Brad Austin. He has it. Sager in the corner, loads it up.
Tell you what, anytime Sager can get spotted up, I would certainly look to get him the basketball. He has great form on his jump shot. He should be taking more shots, but of course he's got to be spotted. He's got to have his feet underneath him. He's got to be able to face up.
Saginaw Nouvel fighting the boards, coming down with it, but this time Nick Joseph comes in for Ishpeming and hauls it down. Ishpeming trailing 26-25. Moving the ball quickly. Oh, they wanted to go for the three-point land. That time didn't do it. Off the rim, but no good by Nick Joseph. Rebounded by Saginaw Nouvel. That was Sean Lee getting down there in a hurry. Jump ball possession belonging to Ishpeming. We might have an injured player here. Brad Austin might have turned the ankle, or somebody came down on a number 32 quickly. He gets over to the bench. And checking in is Kevin Hirby. Number 42. So he's seeing his first action in this game. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. Saginaw Nouvel 26, Ishpeming 25. Break the pressure. And reaching in, called for the foul, is Derek Donnelly. He'll pick up his first, number 33. And however, that will put Nick Joseph on the line, and Nick now with a chance to tie up this game with 2:10 to go in the first half. We're talking about Ishpeming, a 48% shooting team from the free throw line, 68% from the field, 48%. 33% shooting team from the three-point area. We got a tie game.
Took them a while, but they figured this thing out, and now we're right where we started.
And how? We got a timeout. 2:10 to go in the first half. And Saginaw Nouvel 26, Ishpeming 26. We'll be right back. One of the network sponsors is True Value, the Farm Bureau. Well, a story here of Ishpeming the last couple of years, and they'd like to be number one in 1990. Nice going. We'll find out. These fellas, of course, will play a role in it.
They were probably happier than anyone to see Country Day lifted to the B level. They lost in the championship game to Country Day last year, did Ishpeming.
Nick Joseph going to the line. Joseph with 8 points. Hey, by the way, when we're talking about this Nouvel Catholic Central team, they played Buena Vista a couple of games this year. Buena Vista, of course, the Class B school. Won by 2 over the B school and lost by 1.
Never hurts to play stiffer competition. You're only going to get better. Hey, you might lose a couple, but in the long run, it's going to help your team, especially come tournament time.
With that last free throw made by Nick Joseph, Ishpeming went on top, 27-26, 1:50 to go in the first half. Dill feeds back out now to Donnelly. Donnelly wants to go to the line, too much foot movement. He's called for traveling, and right in front of him, the fans from Ishpeming. Boy, they had a good turnout here.
They really did. I'm tempted to say that of the 3 games we've seen and the 6 teams that have been involved, maybe they've got the most fans. Certainly, if not the most vocal. Yes.
It was sort of quiet that last game in here. It really has picked up a few decimals. Surprise move that time. I think probably Phil Ball was a little surprised that he got that pass in a hurry from Dave Johnson. 3-point effort from Donnelly off of the iron. No good. Rebound by Ball.
You know, when you're struggling scoring-wise, it's always nice to be able to do other things. And Ball right now is doing that. Not having a great offensive game and certainly struggling from the free throw line, but he is there for the defensive rebound.
Sager gets his own rebound, pulled back up, and got 2 on him. Nice move, though, when he faked going down the lane, came back up, misses the original shot, and then got the rebound. 29-26, Ishpeming.
Their biggest lead of the game.
42 seconds remaining first half. Donnelly drives, will not go. Hauled out. That time by Joseph. Sager going down, and Sager dribbles it out of bounds. Couldn't keep it inbounds, and he'll turn it back over to Saginaw Nouvel.
Well, I tell you, as a player, you really, really appreciate the support of your fans. And this Ishpeming following, they are up on their feet as you look at that graphic there. They've outscored the Panthers 8-0 in the last 2.5 minutes. But as I was saying about their fans, they're up on their feet every turnover, every rebound, and certainly every made field goal or free throw.
Down to 13 seconds remaining in the half. Going for the one. Sager directing the attack. Good fake. Double team. Has it knocked out of his hands. Come back down. Feeds off. And a foul is committed. Feeds off over to Nick Joseph. But he didn't get the two, but he'll go to the line. Gutsy play. Heads up play.
They regrouped nicely. And Ishpeming has a chance when just a few moments ago they were down 8 points.
Jamie Dill, third personal foul. On a run for about 8, maybe we'll see 9 points in just about a 3-minute period here.
Well, they were down 24-16. So from that point, they've outscored Nouvel 14-2. Just a tremendous turnaround.
1 for 2 for George that time. And it'll belong to Saginaw Nouvel with a tick, and that's all. No go. So the half comes to a close. And the score reads Ishpeming 30, Saginaw Nouvel 26. We'll be back into this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association Championship State Finals are brought to you by Denny's, the Michigan High School Training Table, Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and True Value Hardware Stores, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Welcome back to the Palace. Auburn Hills, the city. At the half of the Class C state championship game, Ishpeming leads Saginaw Nouvel 30-26. Interesting story about Ishpeming's Hematites. Number 50, Phil Ball, his first year of basketball. Till last year, he was a hockey player. They brought him out. Obviously, he's doing a whale of a job. Again, we've got a lot more to come, so stay with us. Don't forget, one of your network sponsors is Denny's. At the half, the Class C state championship game at the Palace, Ishpeming leads Saginaw Nouvel 30-26. Now, one of the fastest growing sports in far as popularity goes is volleyball. And the championship day for the volleyballers was held just 1 week ago. Let's take a look back at last week's volleyball finals. Kalamazoo Central High School was the scene for the 1990 Lower Peninsula Volleyball State Championships. The first championship match brought together Potterville and Battle Creek St. Philip. Each team won a game to set up the third and deciding game. Potterville's Gina Harrington makes a nice dig and then follows with a fine block. But St. Philip's Eileen Crane puts the strong left-hand spike into the corner for the Fighting Tigers point. Now sit back and enjoy some outstanding play by both squads. This play eventually ends with a side out for Potterville. And when Potterville's Maureen Gray places the shot perfectly in an open area, the Vikings win the Class D crown. The Class C title match was next, with Saranac in white facing Bronson in gold. Bronson's Sarah Wheeler shows her strength from the net here. Saranac brought a large and enthusiastic following to Kalamazoo, and they enjoyed every minute of it. One of the best rallies of this contest came on match point. Behind some superb play up front from Karen Simpson, Saranac gets the point. the match, and the Class C crown. The Class B crown was next in line, with Comstock, with the white tops here, facing Fenton High School. Here's another good example of the outstanding volleyball being played in Michigan. Here, Fenton gets the point, keeping the Tigers and their fans' title hopes alive. But on this day, the Colts of Comstock were not to be denied. Jennifer Briggs eventually puts one away at the net, and Comstock wins the Class C championship. In the Class A final, Livonia Ladywood's Mary Jo Kelly gets her team a side out, but the Falcons of East Kentwood conclude a tremendous season which saw them win 75 matches against just one loss. Lori Williamson puts it away, and the Falcons are Class A champs, bringing to a close an exciting day of championships at Kalamazoo Central. And we would also like to congratulate Escanaba High School. Escanaba won the Upper Peninsula Volleyball Finals that same weekend. So congratulations to all our outstanding volleyball champions and the runners-up as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is True Value Hardware. Saginaw Nouvel had to just come down I-75 for this state championship game. Ishpeming all the way down from the UP. But Ray and Greg, so far, the Hematites don't mind the trip.
Not a bit, because they definitely would like to improve upon what they had a year ago when it was called runner-up, and they didn't like that status at all.
This is true, and they did a great job in the second quarter, limiting Nouvel to just 9 points. Made it very tough, and they started to go inside, and in fact, they were strong, very strong offensively in the paint. Now, I'll tell you another thing. I don't want to jinx anyone, but so far, in the first 2 games, the winning team was the team that was leading at halftime, and it was also the team sitting on the bench that Ishpeming is sitting on now. So I don't know if that means anything. Just thought I'd mention it.
Well, that's a good idea. We thought we'd also mention maybe the statistics, at least the first half statistics for you, as we take a look at the field goals and maybe the field goal percentage.
Well, neither team lighting it up from the outside, but again, 37%, and a lot of that can be accredited to Ishpeming's tough defense in the second quarter. Looking at the rebounds, 20-15 in favor of the Panthers, 13-9 in turnovers, and the bench points. The Hematites, they haven't got a single point off the bench, but their starters doing a great, great job.
Okay, well, we're talking about the starters. Maybe we could check a couple of the guys who balance scoring, but not much of it.
That's true. And again, defense is dictating the tempo, but again, the Panthers, when they got the ball inside in the first half, they did a much better job, and they scored 17 points. They didn't get anything on the inside. I think they've got to rediscover the big fella, Tyler.
And Hematites, of course, as we take a look, one guy that seems to be doing a good job, and that is one of their forwards, Nick Joseph, with 10 points. Balanced also, though.
Great job in the second half, as I mentioned. Once they started taking care of the basketball, they were able to figure out the Panthers' press. Dividends started to pay off for the Hematites.
Okay, fans are getting ready for that second half. I know Rick is getting ready for that second half. Hey, you're not relaxing too much up there, are you, Rick?
No, I'm enjoying it, as you are down there. And we still got a lot coming. We'll be right back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
Well, let's see what develops here in the second half. Ishpeming up by 4 as we get set for the third and fourth quarters. Earlier today, we'd like to show you what took place. Class D finals. East Catholic of Detroit wins it 72-58 over Covert. And we opened up with another game earlier, and that was Country Day, knocking off Saginaw Buena Vista 59-53 in Class B. So congratulations to our winners. Nice job by the runner-up. And here we go in the second half, and let's see what takes place in game number 3. 30-26. Ishpeming came alive in that second quarter.
Really taking the lead and the momentum to halftime, and that's a heck of a way to start it, getting a point right in the paint.
Not wasting much time. Knieper, who had 2 points in the first half, opens it up with a little turnaround jumper. Simple shot. Pass intended for Sager, broken up over there by Novak. Still belongs to Ishpeming. There are those powder blue shoes that we were talking about. Commercial. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. Scott Novak is the gentleman wearing those. There they are. Can you believe it? Let's go to the beach.
Well, I tell you what, nice brand. But I'm not that crazy about the color.
Guy says, did you dare him to wear those? Yeah, I guess so. Hey, we're just kidding, Scott. Have fun, as long as you get the job done. Whoa! Bounce away! Mr. Sager said so.
Well, if you're Saginaw Nouvel, you've got to recognize the fact that Sager is a guy that can hurt you out on the perimeter. You have got to keep a person on him. I mean, at all times, he cannot roam free out on the perimeter.
I tell you what, we were talking about that Ishpeming making a run before we left at halftime, and now when you include the second quarter, a 17-4 run on Saginaw Nouvel for Ishpeming. Knieper will inbound it for Saginaw Nouvel. 33-28, Ishpeming on top. I think Tyler all of a sudden thought he was a little farther away from the basket and it looked too easy when he reached up there.
Well, you know, Tyler likes to use the glass. He really does. And that time was forced because he was right on the baseline, was forced to have to shoot it straight in, and he shot the thing long.
Sager, good fake. And pounded a little bit. And let's see if we're going to call it. I think they are on Callahan. Yep, it is on Callahan. He picks up his third. Shooting foul and going up to the line is Sager.
Sager, the senior, he used what we like to call savvy on that play.
Hey, excuse me, they call that foul on Novak, so take one away for Callahan here, all right?
Sager having no chance of getting that shot attempt up. But when he got his defensive man in the air, was able to get contact and flick it up there. Earned himself a trip to the free throw line.
He had 34 points yesterday. A previous high for the year was 33. So you talk about consistency. You talk about a nice soft touch. It's Sager with 2 free throws. Increase the lead now 35-28. Knieper doing a good job that time on the rebound. And giving it a good second effort for Saginaw Nouvel.
Good chance for Nouvel to get right back into this game.
Sheldon Murphy with his first basket of the second half for Nouvel. Sager, quick feed that time. And Kevin Hyrie has his first points of the game.
Just as you can't see, Sager with the ball is dangerous. And without the ball, he's dangerous because he's always moving, trying to get open. But when he has the ball, he's creating for his teammates. You've got to put more attention on him.
Tyler hitting on that one. 37-34. Ishpeming up by 3.
When Sager's dribbling the ball in the open court, and he's the player that they like to use to break the press, you see him with the basketball now. They've got to make him give it up just like then.
They handle it real well. Irish shot goes astray. And taking a pretty good pounding that time is Sheldon Murphy. Got one in the side of the head. So substitution now for Ishpeming as Hyrie checks out and Brad Austin checks back in, number 32. And you get an idea of Coach Tom Russo, what he wants his team to do here in the early stages of the third quarter. Leading by 3. On the offensive boards, there's no question about it. Knieper doing a good job here in the second half.
And one of these times, Callahan is going to come away with a steal. Excuse me, not Callahan. It's Novak. He's got his hands on a couple of passes and knocked them out of bounds. Wouldn't be surprised me to see him grab one time.
Aggressive in the paint for Saginaw Nouvel, 26-19 on those points. As you see the score for you right now, 37-36. And Nouvel now going ahead and the fast break coming down, and Sheldon Murphy laying it up to put him out in front, 38-37. So Nouvel has come back with their own 10-2 run, a one-on-one here, and make it 12-2 on the run. And I tell you, Ishpeming will ask for a timeout right now after Murphy put that one up. And we'll come right back with 4:39 to go. Saginaw Nouvel 40, Ishpeming 37. We'll be right back. Now one of our network sponsors is Denny's. All right, there it is. 27-7, the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds. This is a play by Knieper coming down.
And really the story of the third quarter, where we've called Knieper's name more than once. There he gets that strong layup going in after the turnover. Another point, or field goal, I should say, in the paint.
Not too shabby. Had the 11 points and 4 out of 4 from the field goal department. He has picked up 10 points in the second half so far in this game, a total of 12 points. And the other guy that's caught fire here in the second half is Sheldon Murphy with 11 points. At the line, no, I'm sorry. I'm watching one of the players standing out there. It'll be inbound pass by Ishpeming to get things underway, and feeling a little pressure now from Saginaw Nouvel. With 50 seconds to go in third quarter, Nouvel makes a steal on a costly turnover by Ishpeming. Right on the mark. And Callahan has his third and fourth point, his second basket of the second half. A 15-zip run by Saginaw Nouvel. And another costly turnover as Hyrie called for traveling.
Ishpeming doing very little to help themselves right now. That and unforced error. I mean, they totally come unglued here in the last 6 minutes of this quarter. They look to really be in control as it started, but things can change very, very quickly, as Saginaw Nouvel has demonstrated.
Ishpeming led 30-26 at halftime. They trail now 57-42 with 5 seconds remaining. Long pass, long shot, won't go. Rebound.
Why not?
Great effort, and how, as Knieper has his 12th point of the second half. Well, we've got 8 more minutes to go for you. Saginaw Nouvel 59, Ishpeming 42. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. As we enter the third quarter, Knieper letting the ball go with time running out. Remind you of a play last night someplace?
I was thinking the same thing as I looked at those double zeros on the clock. But hey, sort of symbolic that Knieper would end the quarter with a shot like that coming after an offensive rebound. Did that the entire quarter. And
how stats as you see through 3 quarters. The free throw department for the Panthers 82% compared to 55. Look at the rebounding, 33-18. We're underway the fourth quarter. Let's see what develops. 3-second violation by Saginaw Nouvel. And who was in the paint too long in there? Scoring by quarters. Take a look at that third quarter. That's the difference in the ball game right now. Trent Thompson called for that lane violation to turn the ball over to Ishpeming. And they've got to get going in a hurry. Partially blocked. Nice move that time by Thompson. Redeems himself. And then the pass goes astray and they turn it right back. 59-42. Saginaw Nouvel in a commanding lead right now. 7:32 to go in the ball game. Let's see what happens in the remaining time here. If Ishpeming can catch fire somehow, right? With passes like that, though. Well, they've got to catch the ball before they can catch fire. But they've got to really start looking for number 34, Nick Joseph, and also number 20, Brandon Sager. Those guys are going to be the people to get them back in the game if they're going to get back in this game. Very quiet bench over there. Sager unloads, won't go, but here's the guy you were talking about. Nick Joseph gets his first 2 of the second half. They've got a lot of ground to make up, but of course 7 minutes, and with the threat of the 3-point shot, you're never really out of it. Reaching over. And the foul is called on Thompson. His second.
Saginaw Nouvel foul to 51. Trent Thompson, his second.
Now we'll go down to the other end and see what develops off the touch of Phil Ball.
Well, of course, when you're trying to get back into the game, free throws, you have to make them, and Phil Ball struggled throughout the first half with his free throw shooting. We'll see what develops here.
Nothing happens, but he does get his own rebound. That helps. Now shooting from way outside that time was Dave Johnson. It would not go. Look out for Lee. Lee puts the pass up. The shot is no good. Scramble for it. Ball has it go off and flicked out of bounds at the last second that time by Sheldon Murphy of Saginaw Nouvel. Got the trap set for him. Look out. Saved just in front of our area. And another nice save that time as Knieper came in there, got his hands on the ball, but came down to the out-of-bounds lines, and it'll belong back again to Ishpeming.
Just no crispness in their execution right now. Their attack, everything is such a struggle for Ishpeming. The trapping zone defense by Nouvel really starting to take its toll.
Nick George hitting a little turnaround, about an 8-footer that time, 59-46. Saginaw Nouvel out in front. Lee puts it up, won't go, off the iron. Partially blocked. Trying to wait for some help. Sager covered up pretty well. Wants to go around Donnelly. High percentage shot, high off the glass, will not go, and cannot be saved by Ball. Off his fingertips, it belonged to Saginaw Nouvel. Good hustle. 5:50 to go. Ishpeming got to get going. Down by 13, 59-46. Pat Callahan. And nice soft touch that time by Knieper, who really has come to life in the second half and been one of the big differences.
Really? Who lit the fire under him at halftime?
Sager has it knocked out of bounds. Still belongs to Ishpeming. Sager, number 20. Knocked back out of bounds on the inbound pass that time. Gonna have to get it up a little higher than that. And we'll try it one more time.
Well, they're trying to get Sager inside in the paint. Yeah. It's not going to happen. They're going to have to get him outside.
Sager is outside. He is light with it. Sean Lee, right side. Would like to do a one-on-one. Almost lost control. Hangs on. Block shot. All belongs to Saginaw Nouvel. 6-1. Violation. And turn it back over to Ishpeming. Down to 5:10 remaining in the game.
Down by 15. They've got to start cashing in on these possessions.
Nice tackle that time. Nick Joseph. After Ball had missed a shot, Joseph was there and flicked it back in through the cylinder. Sager tries to steal, knocks it away, but it winds up in another hand. High up. Tell you, that one looked like a knuckleball going in, but it paid dividends. Lee with the shot.
You had that right. That ball had an awkward spin on it, but when they drop through the net, who cares?
That's right.
You know, another surprising thing is that Nouvel has been able to do all this damage, and their big guy, Tyler, has been on the bench throughout most of this half. There's another turnover.
Will not go.
Back to Knieper. All over the place.
Really has played a brilliant second half here. Sager trying to get outside the three-point line, wants to put it up. Covered up like a blanket. Found a teammate, and it would not go for his teammate, Nick Joseph. And 3:51.
and an 18-point lead.
Saginaw Nouvel looking in pretty good shape. Here it comes. Flicked out of bounds. Still belongs to Ishpeming. Substitution coming in for Saginaw Nouvel. Scott Novak coming back in. Comes in with 4 fouls on him. Quiet bench at Ishpeming. Making an appearance is Bill Thexton for his second time this afternoon. He'll inbound it in front of our table. 3:40 remaining in this game. Ishpeming trailing. Saginaw Nouvel 66-48. Rebound belongs to Saginaw Nouvel. And the basket belongs to Pat Callahan.
Ishpeming that time caught sending 5 men, all 5 players, to the offensive glass, and when the rebound came out, it was just a simple outlet. Nobody back, a 2-on-none break for Nouvel.
Nick Joseph reaching in, caught the arm and called for the foul. And going down to the opposite end, Trent Thompson. Well, since the fireworks started in the second half, including a little bit of the play, just take a look at it. 40-13 on a run by Saginaw Nouvel. And don't forget now, at halftime, Saginaw Nouvel was trailing 30-26.
Well, it was a game of runs, and I said usually in situations like this, it's the team with the last run that wins. I just never expected Nouvel's run to last so long.
Into March 25th.
Oh, my goodness.
So Trent Thompson, the guy who's a 57% shooter, makes it 4 out of 4 from the line. And we get a substitution coming in now as Wade Houston checks in and sitting down. And a nice hand for Trent Thompson. So Wade Houston comes in, 6'1", 12th grader. I'll tell you what, they are just pounding the offensive board 4 and 5 times on the occasion.
Yeah, they're hustling and they're pressing and they're hitting the offensive glass as if the score was much closer.
70-48, Saginaw Nouvel leading Ishpeming with 2:54. So you can count on your Class C champion for this year. Sager driving, laying it up. Sager, who finished the first half with 9 points, has been an active player. A turnaround coming across is Wade Houston. So Wade gets his first 2.
Ishpeming had a stint where they could not break the press, turned the ball over quite a bit, got behind, and then they had a stint where they were able to take care of the ball very well. The press didn't bother them at all, and they came back and they took the lead, and then they reverted back to the way they started the game, not being able to handle the press, and they got way behind, and in fact, it cost them the game.
Murphy got a little fancy there, call for traveling. And now substitutions now for Saginaw Nouvel. Coming back in is Derek Donnelly. And let's get another idea on John Taylor. Saw a little action in the first half. And the field goal department picked up considerably. 53% to 27% when you total that up. Sager with 18 points misses his 3-point attempt. Reverse layup try there. You talk about pounding the boards. There were 5 blue sweaters there hitting that offensive board. The basket is good, and let's say if you don't get it the first or second or third time, maybe you get it the 5th or 6th time. Knieper gets that one.
Exactly. I was about to say, guess who puts it back in? I tell you, if I had to pick an MVP for this game, it would have to be Knieper based on his terrific output here in the second half.
Just hitting the offensive boards like mad.
Now that's him trying the tough layup a moment ago. He comes back in from out of bounds, gets the offensive glass, gets the bounce just as he did at the end of the third quarter, and now he's standing on the line. Sensational game by him.
I got him down for 18 points in the second half, a total of 20 points in the game. That's unofficial. And he's going to the line. 1:54 remaining. The folks from the Upper Peninsula to our right, very, very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
They
Just
were
the
really
total opposite of the way they ended the first half.
They were in the game, no doubt about it, and really doing some stomping and cheering in the second quarter and the second half. Knieper steps out. He'll go to the bench. What a great game, and what a great second half, and I agree with you, seemed to be the catalyst. Leaves with 21 points, 15 rebounds. Well, Kevin Blank just got into the lineup for Ishpeming, and he hits for 2. Bounce pass underneath, and traveling is called. Wade Houston had it, tried to go up, and was called for traveling, so he turns it back over to Ishpeming. Minute and 32 to go. Substitutions, you bet. There's his score right now. And there's what that young man, no wonder he's got a smile on his face. Not only an individual performance, on the other side of the ledger, no time for a smile. You just got to feel bad.
But after they've had time to think about it, they'll reflect back and say, hey, we had a great season and we did a good job just to get here. And good catch for Ray Lane, who has the basketball.
Got it,
Save me there. Save me there.
I want to go to the line. Yes. Chris Magnuson will remember this one. Win or lose. He got a couple of points in there, number 14.
Yeah, both coaches trying to get everyone into the game now. At least they can say, hey, we had the opportunity to play on the Palace floor, get into the game in a championship situation. And something they'll never forget, win or lose. But of course, it'll be a sweeter memory for the winners.
We saw that rebounding stat, unbelievable, better than 2-1, 33-14. By the way, Nowicki, number 13, want to give him credit for that basket down there for Saginaw Nouvel. So players like Novak, Knieper, Tyler, Callahan, Murphy, Taylor, Lee, Thompson, Nowicki, Molesky, Houston, Donnelly, Dill, and Wheatley. That represents the roster of this championship team of Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central. Will run the record to 25-3.
As a player, you always like to try to step your play up, your performance at tournament time. And no better time to do that than in the championship game. And Knieper over there, he averages 7 points and 5 rebounds a game. In the championship game, he comes up with a big 20 points and 15 rebounds. How about that?
Well, we saw Mark Kackmeister go 1 for 2 at the free-throw line. A little bit of moisture in the eyes, emotions. You get so high, you get so close, and on the other side, the smiles of that Saginaw Nouvel bench.
Big Dean Gabori at the line.
And Big Dean hits on the free throw.
And how about this? They list Dean as a center. Dean Gabori is 5'11". He's a 12th grader and weighs 220 pounds. He's got the weight for a center.
Yeah,
5'11". Yeah. But he knocks down those 2 free throws, showing great touch.
Almost lost it. We're down to 26 seconds remaining in the Class C contest. Put up, won't go. Rebounded. Ishpeming had a man wide open, long pass.
It's Gabori, and he gives it up. That's nice. Unselfish on his part. Get someone else into the scoring column in a championship game.
Joe Junak. So Joe got 2 points. He'll go to the line. And that's exactly right. Help him out.
Gabori just a moment ago getting his at the free throw line. Helps his teammate out. That's nice.
Yes. dribbling through and tripped up that time. Contact is made. What do they used to call that? Suicide basketball?
Hey.
Jason Nowicki would go to the line. Junak gets the foul. And we're down to 6 seconds remaining. Again, if you joined us a little bit late, state championships of high school basketball for the state of Michigan going on here at the Palace. And this is a Class C title game. Saginaw Nouvel will take the finals for this season. Your final score, Saginaw Nouvel on a great second half comeback, 78. Ishpeming 55. And the blue and white of Saginaw Nouvel very happy of the outcome. Meanwhile, blue and silver not too happy. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
Saginaw Nouvel Catholic makes it 3 state championships in 4 years. Right now, let's go down to public address announcer Eric Verseth for the awards ceremony.
Association Representative Council will make the award presentations. First, let us honor the runner-up in Class C, the Hematites of Ishpeming High School. First, we will present the individual medals. Number 14, Chris Magnuson. Number 24, Mark Clements. Number 30, Kevin Blank. Number 40, Bill Thexton. Number 42, Kevin Hyree. Number 44, Joe Junak. And number 52, Dean Gabari. And now the starters. Number 20, Brandon Sager. 22, Dave Johnson. 32, Brad Austin. 34, Nick Joseph. And number 50, Phil Ball. And accepting the runner-up trophy in Class C, Coach Tom Russo. Congratulations to the Hematites of Ishpeming on an outstanding season. And now for the 1990 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class C champions, the Panthers of Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central. First, the individual medals. Number 11, Sean Lee. Number 13, Jason Nowicki. Number 15, Kip Molesky. Number 25, Wade Houston. 33, Derek Donnelly. 41, John Taylor. 43, Jamie Dill. 45, Ryan Wheatley. 51, Trent Thompson. 53, Mark Heckmeiser. And now the starters. Number 21, Pat Callahan. 23, Sheldon Murphy. 31, Scott Novak. 35, Aaron Knieper. And 55, John Tyler. And accepting the championship trophy, Coach Joe Ricard. Congratulations to the Panthers of Saginaw Nouvel Catholic Central, the 1990 Class C Boys Basketball Champions. The Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Palace of Auburn Hills has enjoyed having you here at today's game. And we look forward to having you as our guest at future events. We hope you'll be with us for this evening's Class A State Championship game. That's at 7:30. If you are leaving for the day, we ask you drive carefully on your way home.
Again, congratulations, Saginaw Nouvel, the Class C state champions, and they certainly earned it, winning big over Ishpeming. Your hearts have to go out to Ishpeming, of course, getting to the finals 2 years in a row. But when they get back to the UP tonight, they'll be heroes, as well they should be. They'll take the runner-up trophy 2 consecutive years back up near Marquette, which is where Ishpeming is. And again, congratulations to all the runners-up throughout the day. At this level, don't forget, there are no losers. Everyone here is truly a champion, or they wouldn't be here. Again, that's 3 games down. Don't forget, we've got a big one still to come, the Class A one, which is being moved back to the nighttime for the first time since 1971. At that time in 71, they moved it to the afternoon, and now we're looking forward to going back to the evening for the primetime game. Okay, Ray Lane and Greg Kelser standing by right now. And I believe Ray has the winning coach.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just give me 2 years and I can win a championship for you. Joe Ricard, you said that, and you got it the second time out.
Oh, Ray, we all know it isn't coaching. It's players and assistants and parents, and I'm just very blessed tonight.
What did you say at halftime to your team?
We have 8 seniors, and we appealed to the seniors that they said at the beginning of the year there was going to come a time where they would pull each other along, and very evident tonight, Ray, they did that the second half.
So again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now let's move over to Greg Kelser and some of those winning players.
Thank you very much, Ray. And I got the biggest contributor, in my opinion, though. It was a total team effort in the second half. Aaron Knieper, what the heck did they say to you at halftime?
I don't know. We were just down, and we know we had to come back. We had to come back all at once. We'll just work our way into it. We had to run and just took control of the game.
You had a smile on your face throughout the game. Were you having fun out there?
Oh, yeah. Basketball, it's fun for me. It's not my sport, but it's fun for me.
Hey, they did a great job. Tell me, who's number 1, fella? All right, back upstairs to you, Rick.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. The Panthers celebrating, and why not? They've got the game ball, they've got the state championship. Okay, again, Saginaw Nouvel wins the Class C championship. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is True Value.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association Championship State Finals were brought to you by Denny's, the Michigan High School Training Table, Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and True Value Hardware Stores, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.